Do you FIFA?
Oh yeah. So just So yeah, we playing. So this dude right here says, "Hey, you want to play FIFA?" I say, "Oh man, I dabble. I partake. I sip a little of the FIFA juice. You know what I'm saying?" So we get in there. It took us 25, maybe 30 minutes
to figure out how to
play. Because I just assume that EA assumed that since we're not paying them to play that mode, they just don't want us to do it.
Yeah, and that was a wrong call.
It took us like 35 minutes.
Yeah,
so after
even Googled it.
Well, we Googled it, and the only way you have to do it was convoluted. But we finally did it. Can't just play one game, got to play a series. So we get in there. He said, "Hey, I got you, bro." I was like, "Cool. Pick your best team. Pick your A1. I'll pick my mid-tier team, AFC. Shout out Bournemouth. Shout out Bournemouth.
Your tier C team?
No. I play
his favorite team.
His average. I play with my average tier B team according to this dude. We go in there. First game goes a little, it's okay. He puts up a fair little fight.
No, I didn't.
7-0. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Little taste. So, next time I say, "Hey, I'll make it easy on you." I'll pick a team that's like a 65 overall rating in Africa because, no African team is good. What's up with that?
Except Team France.
That is.
Except the Team France.
France is the best African team in the world. So we play that. He picks Real Madrid. I was like, okay, it should be a little bit even. He beat me 7-3, 7-4. I was like, dang.
I was beating that ass until we started talking.
That is fair.
Like,
we started talking.
I was... Like how you did me the first game.
He was in the zone. Like, he was ready. It was like 5-0.
But you picked the best team and he picked the worst team, so I'm not really sure.
Let me emphasize this real quick. I have never played FIFA with another person. I've only played on the computer.
You can tell. We talked about that.
Yeah.
So, when that third game, we were like, hey, let's go ahead and make it a series. You know what I'm saying? I got the first one. He got the second one. He's feeling confident. I'm feeling challenged. I'm like, let's go. So I was like, pick the best you got. He picks the best he's got. I picked the best I got. 9-0.
Yeah, but let's emphasize. It wasn't 9-0.
It was 9-0.
It wasn't 9-0. Was it 9-0?
Yeah, it was like 9-0.
No.
No, you got a goal at the end. It was 9-1.
No. It was a really good game. Then we started talking, and then like you murdered me. It was like 1-1, and then all of a sudden we started talking about some real shit. I forgot what we were talking about.
Okay, it's
no. It was 1-1, and then we started talking because I can't fucking play games and chew bubblegum for whatever reason.
All right.
And then all of a sudden you smoked me. Yeah. But I will say this, even you said from the improvement from the first game to the second.
Oh yeah,
was stupendous.
Yeah, he played like
If we throwing out fun Mauwee game stories, I got one.
Oh, let me hear it.
Blows my mind.
Let's go.
Still playing Overwatch, sitting here talking to this dude, trying to figure out what's going on and trying to get his Sigma game up and all this other shit. And he was like, "Bro, it's just hard for me to aim sometimes, bro. I can't get it. It's just rough." So I had to turn my sensitivity down. And me and the other people we play with, they're like, "Yeah, okay. What do you turn it down to? Like stock, they put you like 60, right? You go down to 50." He's like, "Oh, no, not 50." I'm like, "Well, like 40, like 35 maybe, because 35 used to be the default." He's like, "Nah, bro, I put it at 5.
Ain't no way.
5
so
and 5.
He's been playing Overwatch competitive
and doing okay. Doing okay. Hey, listen, I get medals.
I think I
get medals.
But we talked about that. Like, we were playing one day, and I was like, man, this is all right. Because I was looking on YouTube. I was like, man, I'm going to get my game up. I'm going to go in there, Schmeat. I'm going to have my Schmeat out on the table. And, so I'm looking up all these YouTube videos.
Right, yeah,
and they say, all right, yeah, they're like, hey, if your sensitivity isn't at a minimum of 16,000, then you're not going to be able to play competitively. And I'm like, sensitivity? What they talking about? And so they go to options, like, options? What the hell is options? So I go in there. Yeah, my shit's at 50. So I'm playing at like 80 now. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm playing at 80. I'm trying to do my thing.
Turned it to
and he turned it down.
5.
Yeah, I was talking to him. He was like, no, bro. He's like, nah, I get in the zone when my sensitivity is lower. I was like, I don't know if that, you know what?
I don't miss.
No,
I don't miss.
You miss constantly.
Yeah, no, I don't miss constantly.
You miss constantly, and then when you're using that vortex, it's supposed to suck up people's bullets and shit, so you get a shield, and then all of a sudden they've run all the way around you, and you've still turned 2 degrees.
Right. Yeah.
You move through mud because
I can't help that. The fact that my character moves slow because of my sensitivity.
Not your turns, bro.
I can't.
Your character turns is the sensitivity, not the walking speed.
Yeah. It barely affects all of that because it's slow as shit. It's slow as hell. But while we're telling Overwatch stories, actually, you know what? Let's do the B-roll real quick. Let's do the whole like theme and all that stuff.
Throw the intro.
Yeah.
I got.
You're on with Mauwee.
No relation to the trademark whatsoever.
D-Mark.
I don't believe in none of this.
And X.
Which, by the way, Dick Wolf is the best name ever.
And this is When Awesome Collides.
And we're back. This is Mauwee.
Whoa.
God damn it.
All right, let's
edit this port, and then we start over. Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Mauwee with When Awesome Collides. Here with my boy D-Mark, my other boy X. Also Tim, Jamie,
There
did
you
not
go.
forget.
Ooh, boy,
to
don't
introduce-
mind.
But hold up, Jamie ain't your boy.
I
You
mean,
get worse and
he's
worse every week, bro.
cold.
Although you
I
did,
know, you're the
you
one talking
did-
about the
You
help.
did introduce him. No, you said your boy, your other boy,
And
And then
help.
Jamie.
and then
yeah.
yeah.
That is true. He's growing. He is growing.
This is the first time
you know,
Maui's
stages.
introduced you. Me and D-Mark hit you up every time. We're like, ooh, you forgot Jamie.
Yeah, but you know, I'm growing. Just slowly but surely, we'll get there.
We don't accept
eventually.
growth.
Yeah, well, no. Eventually, I'll consider him a person like you do, or you know, the
Yeah,
opposite
like
of
he
you.
will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like he
like he
will.
will.
There we go. But yeah, this is When Awesome Collides. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that story. I'm gonna cap this off with another story before we get into our topic this week. But I was playing Overwatch with X, and all of a sudden his little man comes in the room, and he says, "Hey, I ain't got no cookies in my hand," and. And the next, like, I'm sorry, buddy, what'd you say? He's like, I ain't got no cookies in my hand. And then he's like, what did you say, buddy? He's like, I ain't got no cookies in my hand or nothing. And I've heard all 3 times and I'm dying. And he's like, okay, buddy, well, let me finish this game and then I will make sure that we eat some cookies. He's like, all right, cool, because I ain't got none in my hand. And I thought that was the most glorious way to ask for cookies. At like what, 3 o'clock in the evening? It was 3 p.m. we were playing Overwatch.
It was like 3 or 4, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I told Chelsea about it, and she goes, and you bought him cookies? I go, well, if you have enough audacity to walk up to somebody and tell me what you don't have and expect that you have it
In his hands.
I'm not really sure how to tell you no. That's the kind of balls that you need in life to get
Oh,
through
about
it.
that. He didn't
Yeah.
ask. He
Can
didn't
you
say,
imagine?
Could you get me some cookies?
No. I ain't
he
got
said,
no cookies in my hand.
Where they at?
Yeah, it's like if I went
On the
around,
timetable.
I ain't got no titties in my hand or nothing. You think that women would just be like, well, okay, just give me 1 second and I will just gladly put my breast in your hand. I wish that was.
You remember the episode of The Simpsons where they had to join the Navy, and he said there's 3 types. There's liminal, subliminal, and superliminal. You remember what superliminal was?
Nope.
He
Run
said,
it back.
hey, join the Navy. And Lenny and Carl were like, all right, so it might work. It might work. Go up and like, hey,
You
my
said,
hand's empty of titties. And I'm like, oh, shit. Wow. Might happen.
It worked for Oliver. He got cookies immediately. But didn't something happen? Didn't you get him cookies? What happened?
he woke up the next morning, climbed on the counter, ate a shitload of them, and came in the room and said, I don't want no more cookies. I had 7 of them. They're big fucking cookies, too. Like, they weren't tiny, so.
I like that. I respect that.
Listen,
So he
had-
indulged
he got
so
it.
much on the thing he didn't have that he's like, I know I don't want more, but now he wants more of them.
That's how you learn.
That's how you do it. You say, let me get that until I'm done. And then when I'm the only one who can decide
Right.
when the cookies is over.
When have you ever like had something you really wanted a lot and then be like, man, I really don't want that for a while?
I don't know. So that's Jada.
Shout out to my nigga August. But once again, this is When Awesome Collides. We are not going to be discussing scandals this week. Actually, we're going to be talking about what we were talking about?
We will be discussing the breakout movie of 2019 entitled Velocipastor. He's a man of the claw.
That is a really good catch line, though.
It was a great catch
That's real
line.
good.
If anybody, so real quick, this is the first week minus the very first week that we did our show that I actually feel like I'm in a lane that I belong in and stop getting told, hey, go watch
He
this.
using his water fountain.
Yeah. We didn't have to segregate them anymore. I got my own.
Oh, man.
That is still segregating, huh?
Separate but equal.
And I will say this real quick. While we're talking about this is very much X's topic because I hated it. I hated it so much. It just an egregious amount. It just reminds me of all the shit stories he tells me. And I didn't know why I thought that a person that tells me such shit stories and has such shit like just taste in general would give me something that I would enjoy. And the
I
first,
did not pick this. D-Mark picked
I
it.
picked
It's
this.
just my
but you were
world.
really excited about
I'm
it.
still
and
very excited about it. So really
I
quick
was
for
so
everybody,
sad.
that's fine. You can be sad all you want to, which I will never get because it was the best hour and 10 minutes I've spent in a long time. But
Actually, one of the best movies I've seen in like the last 2 years.
it's fantastic. Now, real quick, a quick synopsis. We're really bad at these usually, but I'm going to give the
Hey,
best
where
one.
can you watch that?
Oh, yes. It is free on Vudu. That is the only place it's free on. There are ads.
No, that's a lie.
If
I
you
watched
have
it on
Amazon
Amazon Prime
Prime.
for free as well.
Why'd I pay for it then?
You stupid.
I looked on
We said
Amazon and it told
Prime.
me to rent for $3.99. No, I tried.
Did you log into your Amazon Prime?
I thought I was.
Obviously not.
Obviously not.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I
watch.
watched it on Prime. That's how I saw that.
I gotta watch
other
Killer
movie.
Sofa for free.
Killer Sofa was awesome,
But,
man. Hold on.
anyway, so Velocipastor, the genre of movie is a campy style horror movie, and for people that are not super well versed in that style, it is a movie that has thematic horror elements, but they know that it's going to be bad, so they purposefully lean into them, and there's kind of like a comedic spin on it. So first off, from the name Velocipastor, you know you're in it to win it. But the whole movie is basically just about this priest. Oh, he's out here doing shit that I didn't.
Really enjoying this crush.
Yeah, I was like,
crushed
mixed with
raspberry
the,
soda
I'm like, you
sour.
tell me to
Mixed
hurry
with
up
that-
or like
with-
talk
mixed
louder.
With the apple.
Yeah,
A1.
you mean
Yeah, we should tell our viewers what we're drinking.
Yeah, but we will in a minute.
Yeah.
So Velocipastor is about a pastor
And excited.
who, in the very first seconds of the movie, which I thought was the best thing ever, his parents die in an explosion. Oh, the car, but instead of lighting the car on fire, they took the car out of the frame and just put the words visual FX car on fire. And he's sitting there crying at words on a screen while there's no fire. So that I already knew was going to be great. But his parents die at the very beginning of the movie, and he questions his faith, and he goes to China. He finds a relic, cuts himself, and basically becomes a pastor who can transform at will. They say Velociraptor, but that was not a Velociraptor.
I don't understand how you didn't like this movie.
But
the fact that
the fact that they took like paper mache and a little bit of rubber over one of those existing T-Rex costumes, and then they made this dinosaur outfit out of it, fucking brilliant. But he turns into a Velociraptor at will, and his whole the rest of the movie is spent
Hold on, before-
destroying. No. The rest of the movie is spent going around and trying to eat the criminals that can't be helped until they find out that there's a conspiracy with this ancient Chinese,
No, you mean it. Hold on. The scheme in this movie is so damn convoluted, but as I thought more and more about it, I was like, that might actually work.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a pastor who turned into a dinosaur to defeat criminals with his hooker sidekick.
Hooker, doctor, lawyer. Sidekick.
No, she's
in school.
She's in school,
to be a
but the market's
doctor
low
lawyer.
on
on hooker, doctor,
hooker,
lawyers.
doctor, the lawyer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
right now she's still just a hooker.
So why didn't you enjoy this movie?
Let's start there.
No, man. I'm gonna need y'all to tell
Hold on,
everybody
hold
why it
on,
was
hold on.
great because
No,
I'm
no,
gonna shit
no,
on
no.
it for a
Everything
whole hour.
I just said, everybody who was listening thought, I can't wait to go to Amazon Prime and watch it. And
Easily.
if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can rent it on anything for $3.99.
Well, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So if you guys out there have ever seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist,
Oh,
this movie gives me those vibes so heavy.
or
Like,
any of the Thumb movies,
it's so oh man, this movie
like Thumb Wars and
when
all
you-
that shit.
If you watch this movie expecting you just don't. You're not a man of culture.
You're not cultured.
You're not a man
Yeah,
of culture, and
culture.
it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine to be
You
in the
still
dark
eating
ages.
baby food while we out here
Yeah,
eating.
I'm still eating chicken fingers. Mhm.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Well,
no.
chicken fingers are
You eating
great.
chicken fingers. We eating chicken tendies.
Yeah. Okay.
We up
Yeah.
there. We've leveled up.
Chicken fiends.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
us.
Weenie Hut Jr. over there.
We got honey musty.
Salty Sassoon over here.
Yeah, we got honey musty on our chicken tendies. You still out there eating the ones that come in the microwave foods. It's like 2 chicken tenders, but they ain't full size.
Yeah, like
Made in that little side
what is
plate.
the kids' cuisines?
Yeah, them kid cuisines.
Penguin-
Them
the
kid
penguin
cuisines.
food?
We
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Hungry Man status.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so if anybody's ever seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist, it's along that. Like, if you're watching this movie expecting a great like cinematic masterpiece, you're definitely here for the wrong movie. But if you want to watch a movie where you know they leaned into the skid so hard and do the best with that, it's like a home movie that just they did it right.
They
Like,
had
it
a
was-
they had a HD camera for it.
Right.
So the same movie that you would have made when you were 5 years old, they said, "Hey, we went out and bought this Sony Handycam that can do things in HD. We do not have a tripod."
They only had a budget of $35,000.
incredible.
It cost them $35,000 to do that movie.
That's wild. That's even wilder. Well, so
All of the money was spent on that. That's why you had
on the
visual
suit,
FX.
I get it. The
That's
best
why the car wasn't really on fire; just had visual FX. That and then what was the pimp's name? Like
I was about to say, like, look, the shout out,
Mermaid Harry
shout
or
out to
Mermaid
Frankie
whatever.
Mermaid.
Frankie
Frankie
Mermaid.
Mermaid has got to be the best character since Pimp Nate Slickback. Like some of the stuff he literally. Oh my God, I can't. I've never.
When he was in the confessional,
chuckle out loud in the confessional. Like,
when he's in the confessional and he's like, well, when was your last confessional or what have you done since then? He's like, oh shit, Father, you're gonna make me sweat here. Hold on, let me think. But let's go back to the last 4 days. What's the first thing I did? Yep, I stole candy from a baby, and then I threw the baby in the river because
so
no snitching, obviously.
That moment was pretty funny.
Bro, you can't tell
That's
me.
the one time that I was like, okay.
But why did he say his name was Frankie Mermaid?
Okay, bro, that's in my notes. I ain't even gonna pull the notes out. I can remember this.
D-Mark. Nah, I need the notes. Bring out the notes
He
right
said,
now.
Frankie Mermaid. Why is that my name? Why is that my name? And she said, what? He said, why is that my name? She said, because you're swimming in bitches. He said, because I'm swimming in bitches. Come on, you can't tell
How
me.
do you
Frank-
not
That
like
was
a
also
movie
a
that
good moment.
literally has
That's
the
it.
line to end all lines?
And not only,
That was a good
movie,
line.
This movie has so many little quick things that
Did
they get. Yeah, think about it. So at the beginning,
No, I'm thinking.
At the beginning, he said, you've got to go. So you're testing you're questioning your faith.
You gotta-
need to go somewhere where God won't follow.
You got to go somewhere where you don't think God will follow
Then he
you.
went to
And if,
China, bro.
and if he does, then you know you on the right path. And then my favorite, oh my God. First off, this is going to be a really just sporadic. I'm just telling everybody now, it's a nonsensical episode because it's a nonsensical movie. But when you watch this, literally, it pans up when they say you got to go somewhere that you don't think God is. It pans up and looks at the sky, and then it pans down, and the dude's in a forest, and in big yellow letters across the screen, it goes, China. And they sit there for like 20 seconds. The first words out of the guy's mouth after the words go away, he goes, China. So you didn't even have to be told where he was because he tells you the very next second. And then you see this kung fu bitch running through the forest, screaming at the top of her lungs in full gi or whatever it is, like full kung fu outfit with the hat like Raiden wears in fucking Mortal Kombat. And she's running through the forest. She gets shot with an arrow. You see this preacher jump out of the woods who's wearing a white t-shirt, rolled up jeans, and like Dockers. He goes, are you hurt? As she's spitting blood everywhere. She's bleeding out of her chest. And then she hands him a fucking dragon tooth, and she keeps telling him to destroy it, but she's telling him in Chinese. And he's like, I cannot understand a word you are saying. Are you hurt? She's sitting there dying in the forest, and then all of a sudden in English, she's like, at last, a dragon warrior.
I don't understand.
You don't even look happy at all, man. You look like you're
Dude,
irritated.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Unless I get all your good times out.
This is gonna be a tough episode for me because I'm gonna be yucking the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So when he said, and just the other day, I killed this guy's parents right outside this church, and it flashes back to the scene, and it shows the Frankie Mermaid in the corner just cackling, bent over.
And then he's like, oh, and I think I got rock hard. Throw that down on the list there, priest.
And then the visual effects sold the movie for me. The fact
Hold
that
on,
he
you
was-
gotta finish that scene. So he's
he's
laughing. He's
just
like, yeah, I killed this guy's parents. Then this priest comes out and he's like, oh, my parents. Like it's his parents or
He
something.
say, "Oh no, mom, dad!" Like it's his parents or something, bro. I was see you chucking. See you know this movie was good.
And then at this point, Velocipastor is already a thing, and he's already met up with his hooker friend who has said, kill these people for me. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But then the very next encounter, he's with
she doesn't
Frankie
say
Mermaid.
for her.
No, yeah, she says, hey, will you do this for me or with me?
I
With me?
believe she
Yeah.
said that I know a lot of bad people.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't say anything about killing them. She says, I know a lot of bad people. She doesn't.
And
don't
he
imply.
also knows a lot of
Right.
bad
Don't infer.
Right.
Don't
No,
infer.
that's
trying
my
to
fault.
say
Yeah.
what it is.
As
Yeah.
soon as he declines to do it, though, then he's with Frankie Mermaid in the booth, and then Frankie Mermaid's laughing at the fact that he got a boner while killing his parents, and he turns into half of a dinosaur and reaches
He's
his
just one claw.
oven mitt fucking dinosaur claw through the side of the confessional and rips out Frankie Mermaid's throat. Great. It was so perfect. How do you not appreciate the fact that that hand looked so great?
It was terrible. No, it was
was
terrible.
perfect.
That's what made it so good. Hold on. So you're telling me when the guy is sitting there, when he gets to the, I know this is skipping way ahead of the movie, but this is, you can't tell me this isn't hilarious. When they were sitting there at the final showdown, and the dude pulls down his mask and is like, You don't recognize me?
He's like, your voice does sound familiar, though.
You don't recognize me, brother? And it goes to a flashback of all the stuff. So I wondered why his dad was like, ha, 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 you're my only son in the cutscenes. I was like, why is he mentioning that? And then they go back to where he's saying that, and his brother Sam is standing in the corner.
He pops up out of he raises up out of the back seat after he gets out to go to preacher college, and he's just sitting there looking so angry.
Yeah.
Bro, all right. You know what? You go ahead. Hey, shit on it. I need to hear it, bro. I need you to give me the finer points of why you didn't enjoy this masterpiece.
All right. So it really. Hold on. Let me take a big sip of this.
Yeah, go ahead. Drink it up.
Okay. So I'm deeply offended that anyone would call this thing a masterpiece. So offended. In fact, after watching this fucking train wreck of a movie, I looked to see the reviews, like, on Amazon thing, and it had 4.5 stars
Yes,
and 751 reviews.
Yes, because it's great.
And I could not believe that many people took the time to review this thing and gave it a good score.
Great.
Because it was awful. First off, in the very beginning, just as soon as the movie started playing, I knew I was going to have a bad time. Immediately.
Why is that?
And then just the guy was an awful actor. So let me
He was a perfect actor, and he was jacked.
He did the exact job he was hired for. He leaned into the skid, bro.
Yes. Let me rephrase this. So he was purposely doing a bad job as an actor. Purposely doing a bad job. But
he did it well.
to me, I was upset because one thing about me is that I like story. I like.
Aren't you the person who said you like to watch GSP fight though?
Yeah.
And
that is a technical masterpiece. If you've seen GSP fight, it's beautiful. But as time goes on, it's different. But let me break down this movie for you. So in the very beginning of this movie, you meet the pastor, right? And I can't remember, he just got done doing a sermon or whatever. But then he goes out and his parents are on fire or whatever.
Hi,
the FX
Mom.
thing.
No, he goes, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. And then
yeah, I'm glad you're laughing, man. I wish you guys could have seen my face as I was watching the movie, because it was this the entire time. That straight face emoji?
Yeah,
that was me. That was me the entire movie. There was not one smirk. There was not one laugh.
Superimpose the emoji face on my face.
But you didn't laugh at Frankie Mermaid?
No, because so this is funny. So I'm saying now that it was a funny moment because I remember those things. But as I was going on, I was so annoyed already by the first 20 minutes of the movie. In fact, this movie was so bad that after the whole effects fire thing, like, I'm glad you guys laughed. I was so not entertained that it ruined my whole mood. Like, it literally put me in a bad mood. And I was like, this is the beginning of this movie. I know it's going to be a train wreck.
That's why he was late today. That's a real reason to the show. He's like,
I was depressed.
These motherfuckers made me watch this goddamn movie.
Yeah, because I was depressed. I'm being so dead ass. I was legit depressed watching this because it was insulting. It was so insulting because the whole thing was bad. And they're doing it on purpose. And it's just like, why would you take the time to do something that's awful? And I don't subscribe to the whole, like, something being it's so bad that it's good. No, it's something that's bad is bad. Something that's bad is bad. And there's no there's no line where
you telling you've never seen Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I have.
And you didn't like
enjoyed it as a kid. I understand that it's bad now, but as a kid I thought it was great because I didn't know any better.
You could watch it now, it's great.
No, I'm like,
I've
wow,
watched
this
it
is
recently,
awful.
and I'm like, yeah, this is still great.
And I'm like, this is awful. Why does Batman have nipples? That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, sir.
Why does this?
Because he's a man and men have nipples.
No, yeah, I get it. I mean, so did the Romans. The Romans also had nipples, so it's all good. They did.
What?
They did have nipples.
He's talking about their armor, not the
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah, okay.
Right,
Obviously,
Why would
the
we
people
talk-
did. You know,
Obviously
I
they had
learned.
nipples.
Hold on. You know, I learned yesterday
What?
that it's possible for men to breastfeed babies.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
We're
either.
built with. We got the same ductwork. You just got to eat a shitload of estrogen,
Oh.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's
Why
fair.
would-
Okay, yeah.
and then you grow boobs, and you could actually feed a baby.
yeah, I don't
No, I
about
don't want to
that.
do that either. We just kept talking about man nipples and how they're
Yeah.
pointless. They're actually not pointless if you want to eat a bunch of estrogen.
Yeah.
like in an apocalypse, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
How does one? Do you just go to like CVS and say, "Hey, can I have like 2 cups of estrogen, please?"
No.
Estrogen.
Extra.
Extra.
That's
Let me get a
the
little
that's
bit
the-
more of that gin.
That's the brand name.
Right.
Estrogen for when you
Seagram's,
need just a
some
little
Seagram's
more.
extra
Gin.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody makes that shit, I need fucking royalties. Don't fucking take my ideas and not pay me. Yeah, man, I'm too broke. But anyways, so this movie was so bad it ruined my whole mood. Like I was almost clinically depressed. I was extremely upset. And as soon as I saw the whole like FX thing, so I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it. They're trying to like make a joke of like being bad, whatever. But I was like, you know what? It takes me away because I'm watching a train wreck. No one wants to watch a train wreck. No one's like,
That
let me
is
see.
a lie.
That
That
is
is
completely
literally-
wrong.
That is the
Britney
weirdest.
Spears has been relevant since she shaved her head because she shaved her head.
Do you remember Boonk? You remember Boonk Gang?
Yeah.
Did you think he was good?
No. I mean, like an actual train wreck. No one's like,
Lots
you
of
know
people
what?
watch actual train wrecks all the time.
Stop.
Go
Let
to
me
YouTube,
finish.
bro.
If like it's like I'm walking down the street and I'm like, oh man, that train's about to run into like that old person. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
Yes,
like, no,
you would do that.
No one would do that.
Yes, everyone
How
would
do you
do
think
that.
we have
that.
footage of 9/11?
Everyone would do that.
Because everybody sat there and watched
People
the towers
love
fall.
Well, you can do
disasters.
nothing about it.
Ever watched
You
American
can't
Idol?
do anything about a train gonna hit an old person. What are you gonna do?
I'll go
Are
try
you-
to save the old person
Do
or
you
something.
think?
What
Do
are
you think American
talking about?
Idol is more popular for the episodes that are for the singers that are good or the singers
American
that are bad?
Idol is absolute garbage now because they took all the the dumbass people out of the beginning because they're like, we don't want to be in
That's
trouble
why
for
I would
bullying.
like to ask you. So, do you think that American Idol got popular because of the good singers or the bad singers?
I liked it because of the good singers.
no one's
I'm
being
asking.
not
a part of the
asking.
journey.
No, I'm not
Are you
asking.
asking my opinion?
No, because you keep saying no
I am
one.
asking you think it got, you legitimately believe it got more popular because of the good singers more than bad singers?
The reason why American Idol got popular
Yeah, sure.
was because the way that it was set up was great because you had interactive people that we would vote for their favorite person. You got to be along for the journey, and then along the way there was some people that would be awful, and yeah, that was part of it. But I don't think that's the reason why
Could you
it
do me a
became
favor, Jamie,
successful.
and look up and see the ratings? Like, just pick any American Idol season, and let's see if the ratings
Specifically
were
the first
higher.
3 seasons.
Yeah, sure. Let's.
I just want to let you know everybody
knows.
knows who William Hung is.
I mean,
I can
was
name-
pants on the ground?
Yes,
Is that,
yes. Looking like a
That's
fool
all I
with the
know,
pants on the
American Idol.
ground. Pants on the ground.
Oh, yeah, just pick a season. If it's,
Oh, yeah.
just one. Yeah, pick any of the
Listen,
first 3.
I am not here to argue the fact that America likes just
You
dumb
did,
shit.
though. You said
did
no
say
one.
that,
Stop.
You
Hold
said
on.
no one.
Stop. Honey Boo Boo was a thing for a really long time.
Honey Boo Boo's still a thing.
Sure. I didn't subscribe to it. I didn't enjoy it. That's not me. That's not me at all.
But you keep
So-
saying no one likes it.
I
Right.
keep on saying that I am shocked and appalled that this is something that people like subscribe to
Fortunately-
and willingly
No,
pay
that's fair.
for.
That's fair.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, so like, more background. So I'm the guy that watches anime for the story. I want every single box checked as far as like from beginning to end. Nothing gets left unturned. I don't want like a shit story. I don't like shit dialogue. So all of these things are all things that I hate in cinematics or in anything that I subscribe to that I'm going to invest my time in. This movie does. All the things that I hate, it did. All of it. It insulted my intelligence. It took things that were clearly not real and tried to pretend like it was. I understand that they were going for that. But again, I don't care for that. Why would I want to watch something that it's like blatantly in my face? Like, hey, this is fake. It's ha-ha, tongue-in-cheek. When I'm trying to be immersed. If I'm watching a movie, I'm trying to be immersed and
You
understand the
watched
story.
wrestling for the majority
So
of your.
wait,
And anime.
Let me. Yes.
No,
and
no, anime is different because
no,
anime.
Don't
the
talk about
medium-
anime.
The medium is already fake. I mean, the
Okay, fair.
wrestling
Nope, I got
wants
you.
to give
I
you
got
the
you. I feel-
appearance of reality.
But let I feel me- what
you're
You're
saying.
fine
Yeah, yeah,
watching that.
No.
Even when it's
I'm
done
glad you said this.
poorly. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad you said this
Yeah,
because
no
it's
doubt.
exactly
No
what.
doubt.
So I was watching this and I said, I cannot believe that Xavier would shit on wrestling and then enjoy this. And this is what I came up with as a conclusion. So Xavier is okay with something being presented to you as bad and you accept it as bad. And there's like, hey, I'm trying to be bad. And like, I just want you to like laugh at the fact that this is really bad. I don't like that because why am I going to watch anything that's bad? Versus for me, I want something that says, hey, look, I'm presenting you something and it's supposed to be real, right? So this is supposed to be a real like encounter. These are guys, these are people trying to like achieve, like they're trying to be champions. And I can lose myself in the fact that this is a show because they do things like they present people as real. There's some things that I don't like, which is why I don't watch wrestling as often as I do, like I used to, because they don't take themselves as seriously. Like it really offends me that they leave a lot of things out in the open, like they don't tie up certain stories and stuff like that, which is why I really hate being a wrestling fan right now because they don't do a lot of long-term storytelling or even short-term storytelling, and then when they do, it's not well done. You know, but I'm hoping every single day that one day is just to be like a switch, and someone's like, you know what? Let's stop being like assholes. Let's give the people what they want. It's just like a
Continuity
hope.
doesn't sell. What they want is the nonsense.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like they don't do the things that made them popular.
So
that made
basically,
them good.
Right,
so
well, what I'm
basically,
saying
what
is-
I'm on
Mauwee said.
hope.
Right, but what I'm saying is you said, let's give the people what they want. They're currently getting what they want. They're currently getting...
In WWE,
Right, what I'm saying is...
No, they're not.
So, so check their revenue for if you could check WWE's revenue over the last couple of years, see if it's gone up or down. The reason why I'm saying that, no, the reason why I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
If the people love the Twilight movies, they're objective garbage. But what they want is
The
not
third
things
one
that make
wasn't
sense.
bad.
Yeah, okay. But except for they insulted your intelligence with that last fight scene. We're like, oh, hey, look at this fight scene. It all happened for 10 minutes and it was a dream. Don't you ever.
No, I
present-
just
Don't you ever M. Night Shyamalan me, motherfucker.
he can barely do
I'm
it.
fine with M. Night Shyamalan.
He did
because-
it one time well, and then like every single time he's let you down.
Because at least you know, like, where's the twist? Except for
that Mark
Split
Wahlberg,
slap.
that Wahlberg
Give me
movie,
a second.
the trees
Yeah.
did it.
So it's gone up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's
Right.
what people
2019.
People want
Every year,
spectacle.
it's going up.
People
That's
want
because-
train wrecks. The majority of people. What I'm not saying there's nothing wrong
But
with what
I'm
you're saying.
willing to argue with why WWE is making money now and why they shouldn't be, but why they are.
That would
I
be
can
a
argue.
different episode,
But that's not a now
well,
thing.
again, well,
Right,
hold on,
but
yeah.
but he's presenting that as an argument, and I'm saying I can tell you why they're making more money.
Could you give me a
That has
small
nothing to do
snapshot real quick of why you think that is?
the TV deals. People are willing to pay for live events because it's scarce now. People that just want to go do something like, hey, wrestling's coming to town, and a live event is really not that expensive. And at the very basis, you get to go out and enjoy some wrestling, and it's a lot better live than it is on TV because you can kind of just like get drunk and be like, oh fuck it, yeah, I'm in a wrestling show, and kind of just immerse yourself with your kid. You can do something as a family. It's kind of like people go watch Indians games. Indians aren't very good, and no one actually watches the game. It's just you're out doing something. And then lastly, the Saudi Arabia deals, they pay them literally like $3 billion to go do 3 shows a year over there. And so they're making money hand over fist because of these contracts, not because the product is good. And the reason why watch the product is because they've been fans for so long and they're all hoping that it'd be good.
But think about it. They have a budget that's way over $35,000 and they objectively put out the same amount of content that Velocipastor put out.
No, they don't. No, that's a whole different level of
story.
insulting your intelligence. A whole different thing. At least
They
WWE
are
they do
insulting your
sometimes try.
intelligence at a much higher level.
Yeah,
Because of
yeah.
the budget. Like they're expecting you to have you? Oh, that's a whole different show.
Yeah. Let's get back. Let's
you
get back.
watch an
Yeah.
entire what they do. Like, hey, Daniel Bryan. Nah, we don't know. But that's a whole different.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
we can talk about
continue. Yeah. Go
WWE.
ahead, go ahead.
But so all the things that makes this movie good in your guys' eyes is why I couldn't immerse myself into the movie. I knew it was a joke the entire time, and I don't want to be like. So to me, it's like I'm not laughing with them. I feel like they're laughing at me because I'm watching this train wreck, and they're like, look at you watching this bullshit. You're gonna watch it on you fucking bitch. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. So the entire time, in the first 5 minutes, I wanted to turn it off, but I couldn't because we had to come do this thing today. And so for an hour and 10 minutes, I had to watch this bullshit and pay attention. And it's like it was like people throwing up right into my eyes.
So
and
you're
I was
telling-
purposely opening up my eyes and letting them do it. I'm like, please, sir, can I have some more? Can you please, matter of fact, can you throw some shit in there too, if you don't mind? And a little bit of piss, please. I'd really enjoy
So
that.
you didn't think it was hilarious?
Not one bit.
When the old preacher did the flashback and he was in Vietnam.
That pissed me off.
Hold on. He did just have a blonde wig on and they like gave him a blonde mustache, but you didn't think it was
This
great.
dude was 63, by the way.
You didn't think it was great that his wife came out of nowhere and came running up to him and then stepped on the mine. And instead of seeing body parts go places, she immediately vanished. He gets covered in a bucket full of blood. And then one guy walks up and he goes, I don't know, Sarge. There doesn't seem to be anything left to do for her. She's too far gone. You didn't almost choke to death.
He said,
No.
you name one of your kids after me. Ali, your wartime buddy.
You can have one kid. You can have 5 kids. You can have 13 kids. Then when that motherfucker got shot, he was still smoking.
Bro.
He's
And he
laying
said-
on the ground, still smoking with a bullet hole in his chest.
I can understand why you would not enjoy that, but seeing how certain people in this movie, you could tell like that Ali guy, he was like, oh, this is gonna be funny, but I'm also gonna act. Because bro, like I literally was like, this dude is acting.
You
bro.
gotta smile like
doing
me.
bro. He's a, you, hey buddy, you smile like me. Like, you
this.
look him in the eye.
Like this.
Right.
Bro, and then the
And that's the sad part is that there was moments I'm like, they're clearly trying to be funny, and I couldn't laugh because I was so fucking pissed off.
bro,
Like, this
the
movie's
entire
so bad.
fight scene where he turned into
Okay, hold up. At the very end, we can get there in a minute because that was obviously the best part of the whole movie.
piece de resistance.
But after, first off,
piece
I
de
am going to
croissant.
say I thought it makes more sense because they had a budget of $35,000 and you need a little bit more money than
I
that.
can't even believe that they
to
spent that much.
convince people to get naked. But this is one of the first like real campy movies I've seen in a long time with zero nudity in it. So I thought for sure that the hooker chick was going to fight all the ninjas naked, but
She
it
was
didn't
fine,
happen.
by the way.
No, dude,
She
hold
was
on.
fine.
Not only was she fine, I love that they leaned into like when they were in that when he said, "I fought some ninjas last night,"
They must have followed me.
and then like he was doing all the work and she was just moving, and at the end,
No, she didn't.
put her knee on the dude's neck. I was like,
No, she
come
kicked.
on, dude.
She kicked the one guy,
yeah.
gets her feet back underneath of her, and then takes a stance of like she just jumped up and kicked somebody in the face, and keeps flipping her hair out of her face because she can't get it out. That was great though. It was great because
I
they're
get
sitting
it.
there. They
Like the 90s sex montage.
And that's what like it's
with the okay.
that was that. That's in my notes. The montage they did, I literally wrote, "Oh man, a montage! This is incredible." Because like they literally were like, I would have enjoyed this as a show. Like if this were
Like a
show,
limited run series, like a 10 episode
like 10
series?
episodes.
Oh.
I feel like they didn't do this show justice by making it a movie, giving me more time to enjoy the start to finish.
Hey,
Like,
she's fine, so maybe we can get a second one.
right. Well, hopefully, but like
I'm fine.
but
She's fine.
I knew I knew the movie was gonna be A1 when he was reading those books, and one of the books he picked up and read was Crime 2. Like, I love shows where they show.
The very beginning of the movie when they're sitting on the pews and talking, and then all of a sudden when it gets their really big embodied heads next to their own bodies talking, and it's just like, you have to go somewhere. I have to go somewhere. You have to go somewhere where God won't follow you. Yes. And then just the whole time it's these two ominous heads talking next to the two people on the pew. I'm like, they clearly got somebody who is a Hollywood level editor, and
So, hey,
they
you
know
got
exactly what
$10
they're
though.
doing.
But you have $10. Make it happen. I would have to say the reason why I don't understand, like, I think I would have to look at it more as an attempt to. Knowing that the budget was $35,000, that's even funnier. But it's like
I can't believe they spent that much.
I
Didn't they make fucking Paranormal Activity with $1,000?
Paranormal Activity was pretty low, but
pretty
honestly,
low.
they had one camera and a security system set up.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. This fucking movie was so bad. I could have shot that shit with my iPhone and did the same exact shit.
There's actually a pretty good movie. We can watch that at one point. That's shot entirely on iPhone.
I
I'll look it up.
cannot
It's
do
pretty
any
good.
more bad movies. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I cannot do this again because I'm
So
not playing what I'm saying. I was depressed.
You're telling me that if I come up to you and I'm like, Mauwee, this week we're gonna watch Thanksgiving. Mauwee, this week we're gonna watch The Ginger Dead Man.
I'm out.
Ginger
Mauwee,
Dead Man, bro.
This week we're gonna watch Evil Bong 1 through
can't.
4.
All right, we
I
ain't
will
do-
not.
so,
I will
hey,
not do. Listen,
People here, we ain't doing no more wrestling for the rest of the entirety of the show.
that's fine. If you guys feel as bad as I felt after watching this, I will not let you watch anything you don't want to.
So what if there
Because-
was a documentary on campy horror movies? Would that be different?
No,
so you think Evil
no.
Dead? You think the
Let
original
me
Evil Dead is
explain.
bad?
So this is what I'm gonna say.
I actually think
until
that's not very good.
like you'd have to pay me. You literally have to, I feel like now I understand why people like who's that fucking guy? People that do the fucking wrestling podcast where they sit there and like, I hate wrestling right now, but I'm only watching it because people pay me to, and I'm doing this podcast and people obviously they're asking me to watch it for them because it's so bad. And now I understand, like you would literally have to pay me. I would have to be paid to do an episode to watch these shitty movies because I can't. I was depressed. I felt sick to my stomach. There was not one point where I was entertained. There was not one moment that I was like, wow, this is a great way, a way to spend my
So
time.
hold on. Do you think that's more derivative of the fact that you feel insulted intelligence-wise, or you really couldn't find any humor or any joy in it at all?
I can't. So I'm glad you brought up the Kung Pao thing because I do like Kung Pao, which is funny.
Shaolin soccer?
Yeah, I do like Kung Pao, but it's because the way that it was done. You know what? I maybe have to just watch it again.
Yeah, it's the same movie.
Maybe it is.
It's the exact
Maybe it is.
same
I
kind
don't
of
know
movie.
why I
Style.
enjoyed it. Maybe I don't know why I enjoyed it, but I did enjoy Kung Pao. Maybe because they took the ridiculousness to a different level, and it
Or
wasn't.
you like Kung Fu?
It could be that too.
Or no, the budget was high.
It
I
could be
legitimately
that.
feel like if the way this movie's presented, it's presented low budget, and it was low budget. But Kung Pao was still, it was a campy movie with a regular movie budget, so it doesn't feel the thing. They could have a cast that actually cared. Like I could see what Kung Pao will always be the king of camp to me, just because Shaolin Soccer was pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but Kung Pao was an actual movie that was also ridiculous. This was more of a ridiculous movie.
Yeah,
and I get that.
Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
Maybe it's the difference that like even the things that were ridiculous, they took the time to make it
to polish it. I get it.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that really upset me because the entire time, like, why?
Well, for $35K, they probably couldn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, I personally would just not release that. I just wouldn't like. So I think that's what really pisses me off is that like, if I was a director and I was putting my name on something or I was an actor, like I would hate to put my name on something like that because it's a slap in the face to like cinema. It's a slap in the face to entertainment.
But it's a whole genre. Like it exists. It's been around forever.
What he's saying is he doesn't enjoy the genre.
No, I don't. Not at all.
You can't justify the existence of a genre by saying it's been around.
It's kind of like why I feel like Jim Cornette makes fun of
what he's saying is like you can't say this thing has existed, so you have to like it.
Yeah,
no, I don't think he has to like it. He's just saying somebody should be ashamed that they did it. But
I 100%. Like
but
if you enjoy
into
this,
that on purpose. Like,
no, I understand. That's the thing. I don't understand. So the reason why I feel so offended so strongly about this is I feel like it's insulting to the people that bust their asses to do like actual film or to make something good, and someone like said like, you know what, I got fucking $35,000. You want to make this bullshit?
You listen to Chief Keef, and you're sitting here.
I love Chief Keef.
That's super fucking funny. I was gonna help defend you, but honestly,
I love Chief Keef. I love Chief Keef so much, but I just can't.
He's out there making millions. Velocipastor maybe made their money back and then a little bit more. Yeah. So they were.
He's saying it's fine if people he likes are terrible.
That's right.
But he doesn't want things
modern
that
day Plato out here can't wrap his mind around other people having
things
a good
I like
time.
Can be bad. Yeah, things I like can be bad. Things I don't like can't be bad.
But I don't understand. So you're saying that Chief Keef is bad?
Garbage, bro. He's legitimate garbage.
I think Blueface is better than Chief Keef.
Whoa, that's disrespectful.
That's super true. I legitimately felt that way.
Wow.
You want to know why? Because Blueface leans into his own skid. Chief Keef thinks he's cool.
Thinks he's good. That's fine, bro.
Maybe that's what it is. I want somebody like that's.
You want someone to be bad on purpose. You want someone to be bad on accident.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're saying something can be bad as long as it's intentional.
And I know
to
people
be good,
can't see
which
me,
is super interesting.
except on the video.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
but Lenny
like,
writes with his whole
care.
fist because he likes Chief Keef.
No, I don't actually write with my fist at all.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it is. I'm glad you said that.
Because
the fact that, like, if you're doing something to be bad on purpose is disrespectful. Because, like, why are you doing anything terrible on purpose? Like, why would anyone do anything bad on purpose?
That's fair. That's how I felt during this whole Corona thing when people were getting checks to be at home. I get it. Then people, I'm like, damn, I got to go to work and y'all niggas just cooling. So
we also have a president that's, again, predicated on doing bad shit and being allowed to win.
And I'm mad about that, too.
I get it.
So, it all makes sense.
I'm not happy about that, but I'm just saying we live in a society where all we're taught.
We live in a society. There we go. Hey, you got to it first. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Where we're taught to, if something's bad, and you
accept it.
No, if you
that's
lean,
just what it sounds like right now.
No,
what
if
he's
you
saying
lean
is that
into it,
right.
that's you can be more successful.
If you're doing a craft and you can't do it, so I'll say this: something that's
what up, Jamie?
well known.
Jamie's got a fun fact.
I got a question. No, I just got a question. So
yeah.
We're talking about something being bad. What do you think it would take skill to make something bad,
right? And that's
on purpose.
So that's what
as much as a skill as it takes to make something.
Okay,
good.
So yes. See, I can't. The reason I can't agree with you on that is because there's two things that there's one of two ways you can get famous or rich. You either have to be really good at something or really bad at something.
Right.
People in the middle never get famous because people don't want to see.
I understand the ridiculous. Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it takes a clowns are a profession for a reason. Being a clown in life is bad because nobody's going to pay you for it. Being a clown on the internet is good because you're doing the same clownery, but you're getting paid for it. If you're doing something great, it's way harder to be good. Like what I was like, for anybody who's played sports, if you play college sports or anything like that, I went to a small college, but even those guys, I was like, wow, I am out of my element against some of these guys. There's no way. And then to think that they weren't even, this was the equivalent of Division II sports. So they're still not only Division I athletes, they're Division I athletes at large schools who I can't even wrap my brain around the amount of talent they have to go there. But you start to think about, or I could just be really bad at something, and that's way easier. Yeah, no doubt. Oh, my bad. You could be, it's really hard to be Mariah Carey. You have to sing well. That sucks. It's really easy to be Young Thug. I don't care what you say.
Man, hold on, bro. You insulting Young Thug?
Yes, he's terrible.
Oh, like a terrible singer?
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like Drake, not a good singer, but he leans into it. He's like, I'm a rap, and my singing's gonna be But if I lean into it well enough, that's what'll sell it.
Yeah.
It's an art to be bad.
But he's not. But he's not like being. And I think that's what the difference is between like Chief Keef and like Blueface. So Blueface came out and said like, "Hey man, I know I'm garbage." And like that pisses me off. Like, so you can be better, but you choose not to be. It's completely different if you're trying really hard and that's just your take
so
on something.
You're hating on the game, not the player, or both.
I guess
You're hating on both,
kind of,
because
sort of.
the game shouldn't allow a player to enter it.
Yeah, it's almost like
poorly.
It's the whole thing where like.
But if you said to
demarchisms.
somebody, I have an
I'm
idea.
just, I get
There's
it.
a mild-mannered priest, and we're going to get him cut on a rock that looks like a dinosaur tooth, and then he's going to become a dinosaur and fight crime.
I would punch that person straight in the fucking mouth.
So that's crazy to me, because like most concepts for most of the media we enjoy now are wild. When
Did you
break
like
them down to
Anchorman?
Well, it was,
I did like Anchorman.
Right,
Okay,
and
do you
that's
know what
the same thing?
But
It's
do you
the
know
sa-
what the original plot for Anchorman was?
Tell me.
But do you know already?
I do not.
The original plot for Anchorman was that there was 4 newscasters on a plane that was full of ninja weapons, and the plane went down on an island infested with smart monkeys, and it was going to be the 4 Anchormen versus monkeys with ninja weapons.
I would have rather seen that.
I would have hated that.
But that was the pitch for Anchorman. Granted, we got Anchorman out of it, and it didn't include any of that, but I'd be interested in seeing that movie. Will Ferrell fighting monkeys with ninja stars? Fucking
Sounds like
done.
Land of the Lost to me. Chaka! Where are you going, Chaka? Stop.
Oh, man,
Chaka.
I remember that movie.
What, Land of the Lost?
I was saying, it took me a second. I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking? I remember that movie.
Yeah, Land of the Lost was so
For a
great.
second, I was like,
Underrated.
that's Brendan Fraser, but that's Journey to the Center of the Earth. No,
Same
you-
thing. It's actually a spoof on that, I think, right? The whole thing about it.
I don't remember. Both the shows came out in like the 60s, so I don't remember.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
You didn't know they were shows, did you?
No, I didn't. I saw the movies. I love Will Ferrell.
You're killing it, Plato. You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing a great job.
Yeah, what's the not Star Trek movie with Alan Rickman?
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. Okay, yeah. So Galaxy Quest, incredible movie. But
Never
it's-
seen it.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, you should take a chance to watch it. It's
Is it a spoof?
Yes, it's a spoof of Star Trek.
Well,
So is it like
spoof-
Spaceballs?
No.
No, well,
So
Spaceballs
it
is, well, yeah, yes, it is.
Spaceballs
because
is a spoof
Spaceballs
on-
is a spoof of
No,
Star Wars.
Spaceballs is a direct spoof of Star Wars. Galaxy
is
Quest
a direct spoof of
is
Star Trek.
not a direct,
Direct, bro.
spoof.
One for one. They wear this. Look at the suits that they wear.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
would
No,
know.
I
Adventures
wouldn't.
they go.
No,
It is.
I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing.
sure
I'm just
why
saying I
he's
think
not.
spoof in general is
Parody.
Mel,
Parody is the same.
You're
right
right.
away.
Yeah, Mel Brooks just takes it to a different level. So you're right. I recant.
It's a well.
I will.
So
yes.
the difference is Galaxy Quest is a well acted Spaceballs. I don't care what people say. Spaceballs is okay. It's not. It's a watch.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest could have been its own thing.
I did enjoy Spaceballs too.
What's up?
I did not enjoy
Right,
Spaceballs.
I get what you're saying. We've got.
Have you seen
we've
Thumb
got the
Wars?
general theme.
No, I have not. But I think you guys understand now. Like, I don't
we
want to
get
be
the general
insulting.
theme.
Yeah.
But I would agree with what Jamie said. He said, Tim said, hey, there's an art to doing something. Imagine,
No, I get it.
but I
They have to hit this crowd and let people know, hey, we
Not
did a
everything
good
has
job.
a budget to a certain extent.
Yeah. Hey, look.
So-
At the end of the day, there's a mark. Like, this is the great thing about capitalism. If there's a market. The market
Shout out
speaks.
capitalism.
Yeah. Shout out. There is some shitty things about capitalism, but at the end of the day, I think it just makes sense. If there's a market, fucking someone's gonna pay for it, right? And they'll decide like how much it costs and all that. Let the market decide.
You
And
put
that's
a
what they did.
$35K movie out and you get 4.5, so you spend $60 million on
Marvel
the hunt, and it doesn't make any of its money back.
They spend too much money, but The Hunt is an incredible movie.
Is it?
Doesn't matter. It wasn't a market for it.
I don't even know what the fuck The Hunt is.
It's about what they hunted Trump supporters.
Oof.
Yeah,
Well,
60 million?
yeah, they spent a lot on it
they spent a lot on it, but then they got shit all over
because
because
they made it direct. So
they-
they made it vague, and then
so then it got
was lost
vague,
in the
and
wash.
then
Fun fact.
ooh,
We were
Sir.
talking about Paranormal Activity
Let's
earlier.
go.
The budget of the film was $15,000.
That's
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
made
And how much did it make?
like 10 million.
193 million.
Let's go.
Yes,
was
sir.
that a Blumhouse movie?
that was- I don't think that was Blumhouse.
I don't
It
think
wasn't
Paranormal was
I know
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse is the kings of doing a lot with very
Shout
little.
out Spawn movie coming out.
Hey, are they making is Blumhouse making that? Ooh, it's gonna be
Ooh,
weird.
that's gonna be even
No,
spicier.
See, the problem
Jamie
is,
Foxx
no, I
and,
think it has to
the
be
Hawkeye guy.
the Spawn.
What's his name?
Jeremy
Oh,
Renner.
Jeremy
Renner. Yeah.
Spawn
He's
has
like
to be over the
56
top.
years old.
Who?
Jeremy Renner's old as
He look
shit.
good though.
Yeah, he's playing the cop detective
Yeah, yeah.
who
Yeah, man, fuck
yeah,
it.
no
Take
sponsor.
this chick.
That nigga can fuck me. Shit.
What?
What?
Jeremy
Wow.
Renner or Jamie Foxx?
Shit.
Yep.
Nigga, it's 2020. You feel me? It's 2020.
Nah, it's
No, just don't get a prenup.
Edit out
and
this part.
then
Edit out that
fucking-
part.
No, don't edit out.
Edit
I'm
out
not
the
editing
just
out
kidding.
none of that.
Shit.
Edit out the just kidding.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no, the JK, no, bitch, you better not.
That's a dolphin noise. If you don't think I have 10 seconds of dolphin noises, you don't have any idea how this fucking podcast goes. I can make anybody anytime sound any kind of way that I want to.
Shit, okay. Well, make sure you make yourself sound racist, because that's the way it usually sound like.
You can't even throw me into that. I didn't do nothing this show.
That's
Well,
how I
not this
always
show,
sound.
not yet. We
You
still got
ready?
time.
Oh,
You've been
so
drinking.
We got time, bro. We getting there.
Yeah, you gonna
I
get
have
on.
been
Well,
drinking.
I gotta talk about some black people real quick.
Hey, this movie had like 2 black people in
Oh,
it.
my bad. Hold on.
So it legitimately, you know what is so funny?
But they were covered up
And
in
then
those
I was
fucking
dying
masks
because
the
I'm
whole
like, hey, they
time.
got 2 black people in it, and they both got masks on. But you know what? I like it because they had the black dude do exactly what I was like. Like when I saw the black dude, I was like, "Ooh, he ain't gonna fight nobody. He gonna be like, this ain't for me." And that's what he did. He said, "This ain't
when
for
they were
me."
waiting, at the end, and he's like, "I am going to," and then he just stopped, and everybody's just staring at him for like 30 seconds at their watches and everything. And he's like, "Destroy you!" The black dude was the first guy that was like, "Fuck this shit," and he just bolted.
She told me when the dude said, "I'm not gonna waste your blood of the sword of my ancestors
On your blood?
Like you didn't go. Wait a minute, what?
And then they even go, "We have the same
Right,
ancestors."
he's like,
after he pulls his hand
Force
up
pulls
and
the
pulls the
sword?
sword and then runs up to his brother who is hiding in the back seat of a car for the better part. How he survived the car bomb when he was also in the car, supposedly, I guess, because nobody knows if he was. But then he stabs him in the leg. It looked like, because that was a pretty harsh angle to be stabbed anywhere than like the
But then
ankle.
he was laying on the ground.
You know what bums me out?
But he
then?
wasn't laying on the ground to start with.
Yeah,
Right.
so you think he gets stabbed in the leg, but he gets stabbed in the chest. 'Cause for whatever reason, he's now on
then-
the ground.
He's on the ground.
But the hooker
Oh
gets,
my God.
but the hooker girl gets slashed across the chest. And granted, it was a deep cut, but it didn't stab her or anything. And she's vomiting up her organs. Seeing,
Well, it's a blunt object.
too
So if you
late.
get struck with a blunt object in the chest, you know,
A
No,
sword
it
is
was
a
a sword.
blunt
It was a sword.
object.
the way that you got hit, yeah.
But you know what bums
She
me out about this?
got slashed.
It wasn't. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing that bums me out is that you really should have watched Killer Sofa. This is the other movie I said you should have watched.
Man, I
The
would've.
reason- So the reason
would've
why,
killed myself
here's the
today.
funniest part. This is why I say it's super funny because
It looks so good, though.
The production value in that movie is night and day. Like I literally watched it expecting the same camp. I was like, okay, recommended this right after this. I'll watch it and I'm gonna get the same campy fun. And I watched it and I legitimately was like, this budget had to be higher than I think it is because it
Jamie,
legitimately
he already knows.
it legitimately was a bad movie done well. You hated Velocipastor because it was insulting. This movie, they took it super seriously and they lean like they didn't
If the
lean.
killer had been a person, it would have been a killer movie.
Dude,
but
like-
the fact that it was, although they called it Killer Sofa,
Yeah,
but it was a
honestly,
recliner.
it was a
That was my
recliner.
biggest issue with the
Recliner.
movie. It was a chair.
But legitimately, if you had watched it, you would have probably been like, "Wow, that was palatable." Because that's why I watched this. I kept watching it because I was like waiting for the camp.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the wildness. Like they literally took that movie seriously.
Well, except
the
for
entire-
when she was getting off by rubbing the mechanism on the chair that kicks the footstool
was
out.
super
She
funny.
never touches herself, but that's really campy though.
Right, but that was the
All of a
most
sudden she
camp
sits in the thing,
entire
and then all of
movie.
a sudden her whole body starts to tremble, and then she basically, instead of herself, she just starts flicking back and forth the thing that kicks the footstool out.
It took itself like it. You didn't see the killer, like you didn't see the couch being the recliner being the killer. They hinted at it, like they had like. They
You
did
knew- absolutely
they
knew
did
it
the
was,
horror
though.
movie tropes where they were in the room and it was facing this way. Then they walked past and it was facing it. That's super wild that you didn't watch. You should have watched the second movie. You would have legitimately been like, yeah, this is what they should have done. If they had done Velocipastor like they did Killer Sofa, you would have probably been fine. Like,
Can you though, please, just one more chance, just one.
Oh no, you
just
should like just, when
Things
you get a
Killing.
chance. But you're not gonna like Thanksgiving. It's not gonna work. Like any of the movies that he is gonna mention, this is the reason why. So he told me to watch The Greasy
No,
Stranger.
I told you to watch that because of what it is, not because I thought it
it's
really
one
was
of the
in the.
worst movies I've ever seen ever. Like it's hard for me, and I usually have a pretty flexible. I can see a movie. I can see the good in a bad movie, but I've never been more. There's a difference. Like what you say with Velocipastor, you felt insulted.
Mm-hmm.
This literally, I would have to liken this to if somebody. This is how Will Smith has to feel right now, like watching that movie, bro. Like
So I gotta. It doesn't give me an exact budget. It just
Yeah.
says anywhere from 0.6 to $1 million. So it
That's
looks
what I'm
like
saying. It's
that's
legitimately
way
Sofa.
more.
Yeah, Killer Sofa.
That's way
If
bigger.
you see it, like you see legitimately the visual effects, you're like these. The only
They had
reason why
enough
they're
money
bad,
to pay somebody to get the exposure out of the shots and make it look really nice.
right? The only reason why you would go, wow, this is low budget, it's because they did a practical effect on the couch, but it's only that way because a couch is a stupid villain. But that's the good part about this movie. But like when I watched the Greasy Strangler, it's the
Hold on, is this like the Family Guy? You're not gonna catch me.
No, you're talking about the Greased Up Deaf guy.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's a
the same
terrible
person.
movie that with no. It's so he asked me earlier if why I think it's bad. I'm gonna ask you a quick question, and if it depending on how you answer this question is exactly why I know why you like this movie. Did you enjoy? Oh, you probably didn't even get to watch it, so this probably isn't fair. Did you ever get to see Tim and Eric's Awesome Show?
Love Tim and Eric.
fucking
That's how
hate
I
Tim and
know
Eric.
you like this movie.
Okay.
Because
So-
this movie,
There we go.
this movie was so bad, but then I said, oh, he probably liked Tim and Eric's Awesome Show because this is
Hate it.
what those any asshat
So,
who
hold
likes
on.
Tim and Eric's
Oh,
Awesome Show
damn
likes.
it.
It's terrible. It's
So,
one of the
but
worst
you
shows
didn't.
ever.
Okay, but you didn't think it was funny.
No, it
when
was-
he showed up to their house and he was just wearing that hat and the sunglasses, and he was supposed to be the
A different
federal
person?
agent.
No, there was literally
Is this
nothing.
Tim and Eric or
This
is
is it could be either one.
Okay, fair.
The
was
whole
the other
premise of the Greasy Stranglers, there's this old guy with a huge dick.
It's monstrous though. That did make me laugh the
His
first time I saw
Halloween
it,
costume when
but-
they cut the dick out and he's just sitting there waving. Okay, so it's this old guy with a huge dick that loves to
Loves
jump
grease.
in like buckets of grease, and then he goes around and he strangles people
With his penis?
No, with his hands.
with his
But
hands.
in a
Oh,
supernatural
I know.
way.
He does steal.
That's super funny. Yeah, I
But-
don't know
It'd be
why.
way better. I would be more entertained if you said he was choking him out with his dick.
His
That would
son
be
still
funny.
lives with him, and at one point his son
With his,
gets
he
his.
doesn't, hold on, time out. So I'm gonna ask a lot of questions here.
Go ahead.
So does he have his dick out where his son's around?
Yeah,
Yes.
he just tons of times.
Wow. Okay.
Lots of
And he
times.
does not strangle people with his schmeat.
No,
it's-
now
no.
his
It's Timmy Turner-esque,
he
bro.
literally no.
XL Timmy Turner schmeat?
Yes.
I don't think Timmy Turner had schmeat this big.
No, bro. It's
Now his
ridiculous.
son does not have
He has a
schmeat
micro
at
pen.
all.
Wow. That's
So his
unfortunate.
girlfriend
Listen,
gets really sick of riding him and getting nothing.
And so she goes and smashes old dad
oof.
It's-
With the schmeater?
with the schmeater.
Oof.
And then like it ain't never coming back. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
no,
saying?
not
But, like,
once you go to
but-
micro penis to
Right.
long dong silver.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But
No, it's not. It's Long Dong Silver XL, bro.
it's
Jesus.
It's the
like
biggest. It is the biggest meat that has ever schmeated.
it's at least a,
Wow,
it's a
like
Subway
Mondo
football.
burger
it's
meat?
A, it's a
yes,
sub,
it is
it's
a
Subway
Mondo
football.
burger of schmeat. It is
Jesus.
the Mondo burger of
It's
schmeat.
wild. It's wild. Even I was like, wow, why they just showing the schmeat? But it's fine. So yeah, no, it's that's I get what you're saying. You're like, hey, I don't like to be insulted because when I watched that, I was like, no, this is bad. But I'm in reverse.
Tootie tootie disco
I'm
cutie.
fine watching a movie that's intentionally bad but done well. I did not enjoy watching a bad movie done bad. Like it was
Right.
a terrible movie that they thought was like, oh, it's up here. Look at this. Look at how quirky we are.
Yeah.
It's
like,
what-
look at the meta.
Right.
Look at what
this is what people who like. This is like people who all
You
they do is
have
watch
that
the
about
Friends
your
and,
own shit, but you talk.
No.
No,
No,
but I know
it's
I
a
do.
difference.
Nah, it's
It's
the
a
same.
difference.
Everything's relative. Everyone likes their own things. I
yeah,
usually
that's
more in the
true.
middle.
Well,
I'm usually
I got
more
called
in the
an
middle.
asshat.
You are an asshat.
Yeah, but I mean, if you liked Greasy Strangler, that was honestly, I would actually probably have rather if you said, "Hey, man, can I just take this razor blade and just run it up your balls?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Did you ever
As long
see-
as I don't
Watch
have to-
this. Or you want your dick
As
ripped
long
off.
as I
I
don't
would
have,
rather
as
have my
long
dick
as I don't
ripped
have to
off.
watch
Did
Greasy
you
Strangler.
did you ever see Teeth?
Yes.
Did you like Teeth?
No. Well, it was okay. That's different. But again, it's different.
I
Watching
wish
it-
everyone can see like the big cheeseburger smile X has right now, talking about these garbage ass movies.
Well, I get-
talking about, well, you didn't like this. Oh,
you
that
see-
must be like
Again,
how I feel.
that's
That's
with
how you
wrestling.
feel every time you talk to me about something that I think is dog
Right.
shit awful.
It could be. That's what I'm saying. It could be. This is how I sound like
That's
when I
fair.
talk about wrestling.
You're
That's
like,
how
have
you-
you seen?
It makes sense.
Have you seen Ozark versus the Trash Man? And I was like, what does that mean? You're like,
What is
oh,
that-
it's
what is
fucking,
that
it's the
even-
best thing ever.
It's two wrestlers, he thinks.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny as hell.
I mean, the Trash Collector was one, but like
Yeah.
not Ozark.
What was the thing you just put on
Kenny
like Facebook
Omega
the other
is who
day?
You're thinking of. You're thinking of Kenny Omega.
It was the I was slapped the hell out. It was a TLC match between Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys. It was one of the
you
best
just said
matches.
it-
no, you were
something
talking
about
about
Omaze?
Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega
Oh,
versus Dolph Ziggler.
Omega versus Ziggler would be a fantastic match.
I don't think it
Omega.
would.
Oh my
Omega
god,
would carry it.
No,
Omega
no,
would have
no.
to carry that match
But
so
that's-
hard.
What?
Come on,
Dolph
bro.
Ziggler
I
is the
can't.
best seller in wrestling right now.
My whole
It
point
is
was
the-
Omega
it
is not
the
that
best.
far off of Ozark. That's all my point was.
What?
I don't know the
completely
name.
different.
I forgot the name, so
Hey,
I thought of
This thing got a letter in it that's in this other
exactly.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with fucking the beginning and end of anything. Just Ozark Omega, same thing.
That's fair.
Like
Yeah.
if his name was Kenny Ozark, I would not be interested at all. Kenny
shouldn't be.
Omega
Kinda
had a
would.
ring to
I
it.
kinda
You
would.
shouldn't be
Kenny
interested
Ozark
now.
kind of slap.
The cleaner, Kenny Omega. You know what? I really miss the Pride entrances with the fucking bitch that would say the names. Nothing would get me hyper. Like I would replace Bruce Buffer with her 100%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's
Bruce
so
Buffer's
good.
kind of like, man, he's kind of
Yeah,
riding
he
his
does his
brother's
job.
coattails.
Yeah, he,
Like, yeah. Like, we can't afford
Okay.
this nigga who's obviously way too
So
expensive.
hold on.
yeah, 10 times.
D-Mark, who you got? Anybody in the WWE or last fight scene Velocipastor?
Obviously, the last they would be a literal velociraptor. You idiot! What? Maybe Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar might be able to beat a velociraptor.
Hold on. You saying about like a good match versus watching that?
No. He said
in an actual fight, are you
Between-
gonna take the clearly orange T-Rex costume that's been covered in paper mache and has a rubber face versus a wrestler? Who do you think wins? Velocipastor or the wrestler? Like
He's a
for real.
pastor who can turn into a velociraptor. You already what you gonna do, bro?
But we just discussed he's made out of paper mache.
But every time he hits you, blood comes out. What are you talking about?
He kind of looks like a Spinosaurus too, though, because you can clearly see the head of the actor protruding out the back of the dinosaur, and then the head
That
is
was
like
one of
in the
best scenes.
middle.
When he grabbed old dudes, when he bites the arm,
The
but
arm.
you can clearly see it's his arm. and
I've
then
got 6
pull it
words
all
for
up.
you.
Come on.
I guess my hands are immune.
That was 6.
Nothing's ever got me more hyped than I've got 6 words for you while his hands are bound by what appears to be twine. Do you have any last words?
Okay, hold on real quick. So for people at home, this is the twist is why I was like, man, that's actually really good. So he was trying to figure out why the ninjas are selling drugs, because the ninjas are all selling drugs, right? So the ninjas are, he's like, what's going on? Which is weird because he actually doesn't care about the plan. They tell him I've never seen a main character less inclined to solve the problem. He literally was like, no, I was just eating people. What are you
Well, the
talking
ninjas came to him, so he was just
Right,
defending
that's what I'm
himself.
saying. He was
Again,
defending himself.
His problem was the ninjas. He didn't
Right.
even
He
think
didn't
about
even
the drugs.
They came up and said, hey, we're going to, if we get the whole town addicted to coke and then we withdraw it all, they'll get withdrawals and they'll join a self-help group and that'll boost church attendance. I'm like, oh, that's roundabout, but that's solid, bro. That's solid. As soon as drug addicts
Don't
get on
forget
drugs,
your faith.
they go straight to the church, bro.
I will say that's the one thing that I was like, wow,
See?
that's pretty good. Like,
there's
as
no
far as
way-
like a reason, like a rationale for like to be evil, like, well, if we make everybody high on coke, then they're gonna go into rehab and they're gonna find Jesus, and then look at everybody gonna love Jesus after that. Who not gonna love Jesus after like not needing coke? I was like, you know what? That's
Yeah.
the one thing that makes
Solid.
sense. The one thing that makes sense in this movie.
I don't understand why a Chinese guy was the head of this plan.
Asian.
He was Chinese.
He's Chinese.
We don't know that.
Yes, we
that's
do.
fair.
Do we?
I mean, he
The-
was
in the
he's-
movie, he was
He
Chinese.
was in China.
I mean, that don't mean
They
nothing.
make it pretty
I can
clear.
go live in China. Does that make me Chinese?
Well, the
Yeah,
old guy
I mean,
does.
technically it does.
The old guy
yeah.
in the movie does
Like,
look
if you
at it
get
at one point.
nationality there,
Yeah.
you'd be Chinese.
Big
Which-
facts.
The only line in the movie that I think they said that they couldn't have said necessarily today, and I laughed still, but when
Which is funny. It was just last year.
well, they made it in 2018. It came out in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, I think that obviously right now would be an issue. But anyway, when he wakes up after he gets back from China and the old guy just looks at him and he's like, and what did the China say? Or what did the Chinese? Yeah, no, he said, what did the China say?
No.
He didn't say, what did the Chinese lady say or what did the lady say? He just looks at her and goes, and what did the China say? And I was like, this is a lot, but we were 5 minutes in and I was ready to go. And then we got to see Frankie Mermaid.
Bro, thank you.
Frankie Mermaid is the
Shout
single best
out
pimp
to-
character ever created.
No,
Sorry.
Not
No, I took it back immediately after I remembered Pimp Name Slip Back.
Wow.
Call Slip Back, yeah.
Wow.
It's
Pimp
like a Tribe
Name
Called
Slip Back.
Quest.
But Yeah, no, that's what Frankie Mermaid was definitely underutilized in this movie, and I hope they come out with a separate, I hope they get the Schneider cut of this movie, and it's just an extra 35 minutes.
I just like how they
Frankie
introduce him
Mermaid.
because the girl's sitting there like sucking on that sucker after she gives the fucking homeless dude like $2. Like, you an angel, you got blessings coming, girl. You born, you do this, and she walks up. She's like, "Hey, Deborah, which corner I'm tricking on today?" And then he turns around real quick. And you see that it's Frankie Mermaid, and then he starts talk shit to her, and then takes his hat off and starts like fingering the fact that he's got this really bald head, and then issues the best line of the entire
I will
movie.
say, looking at Frankie Mermaid, I was petrified because like, man, that might be my future because the way that I'm balding right now.
Ooh,
I don't want to be.
brutal.
Yeah, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that nigga with.
You got hair on the sides, but wisps on the
Yeah,
top.
bro. I'm like, man, it's all coming off. If I have to look like that nigga.
Yeesh.
No, just wear headbands. Nobody will know. Hulk Hogan literally spent his whole life in a bandana.
That's true.
No, I can't. I cannot be Hulk Hogan. I can't do that.
You could.
I mean, I could, but that's not the way I want to ride.
I believe it now, man. Ride on it, man.
No, not me.
Like, have whispers of hair on top, you know?
You're basically saying you're going to look like Jason Momoa in all those fucking commercials that he's in where he takes all his
he takes all
muscles
the
and
muscles
stuff off.
Yeah.
And bald head.
And just go bald, man. Fuck it, bro.
No, yeah, I'd shave my shit.
Yeah, turn up.
How much would that suck if you couldn't grow hair on your head or your face?
Maybe you look like a
You look
small
like
child.
Dana
like a
Carvey
baby.
in the Turtle Club from Master of Disguise. Okay, so you'd be a tortoise, but still.
Sure. Yeah.
That's fair.
Then boo.
Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's hilarious.
That's real funny.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeesh.
OG Majin Buu.
You
not-
find out he's been combing back this one little like fucking antenna thing that pops up from his head.
Damn.
That is the one thing of Dragon Ball Z that I will say like it's underrated. Like Fat Boo was the greatest. I mean, like, I want chocolate, and he get mad and turns away in the chocolate, eat him. I'm like, damn.
That's what Rack's based off of. I guarantee it. They're just like, hey, how do we get Majin Buu into this show?
Wait a minute. Okay, no, I was imagining what he looks like, and I low-key thought he was wearing those same pants, but he's not. He's wearing. Never
How
mind.
nuts would that have been though if Rack was wearing Boo pants and he just wanted chocolate? The
It'd be
whole-
wild. It'd be
Yeah.
wild.
Way to call it back.
Damn, I'm really mad you didn't watch Killer Soul Fade. Like, you would have legitimately probably.
Well, sell me on it. Sell me on it real quick.
Okay, so legitimate. All right, so the movie starts out. So stupid, but that's why.
Okay, you're already losing me.
But I get it. But that's what. So the movie. The only reason I say it started out stupid is because I was expecting camp. Like, you know, when you watch a horror movie, it always has that dumb beginning where they have to set up everything. It's a typical horror
Charlie,
movie.
where you going, Charlie?
Right.
Charlie?
Or like
Charlie.
whenever there's an apparition, they always gotta do like, oh man, like, you know, if you ever watch Annabelle where they're like, oh wow, is that the doll?
I will
And he's
never
like,
watch Annabelle.
It's great, but he's like, it's,
I
Never.
would after the first
Never.
Conjuring movie and that doll was in it. I have never and will never watch. There's
I
there's
gotta see
nothing.
all.
the shit out of
I
it.
got fucking
wow,
the minute. Maybe this is why I don't like. No, Jeff Dunham's just not funny. But that's
that's fair.
Jeff Dunham
no.
The
Stop.
ass
is
Stop.
fucking
I'm-
hilarious.
I'm Jamie. I love Tim.
Dragon Ball Z.
Who is it? It's what's Vader's name? Fader. I like Tim Fader, whatever the fuck his name is, and Jeff Dunham.
Terry Fader.
Terry Fader. Yeah,
Nah,
fucking
fuck
idiot.
Who is that? Who is that?
He's
Jeff Dunham.
successful.
Jeff
Jeff Dunham.
ass.
More successful than Jeff Dunham?
Jeff Dunham probably got racks, bro.
Jeff
Jeff Dunham
sells
was
out
actually like the
tours.
6th fucking highest grossing comedian of 2019.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Ain't
the
no
other
way.
hold on,
guy's
hold on.
Is this
better?
other dude's better? than
No,
that
the
guy?
other guy just has a main
he's not. He
staple in
just-
Vegas.
yeah.
He won like America's Got Talent or something
How
like
can
that.
you say he's more successful when this man's the 6th highest grossing
I
So
was
is
just-
he
I
1
was
through
just-
5? Is he 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5?
Obviously not.
I don't know. I was just talking shit. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
Anyway,
Wow, imagine
Anyways.
just
Fake
speaking
news.
words and
Slappy from Goosebumps, man. Fucking, you remember Slappy?
I've never watched.
Yeah, dude, he looked. Oh, what? Wow, what?
I watched one episode. Oh, I'm
Hey,
sorry. I watched a few episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I
everybody
was like,
tune
this is not
in.
for me.
Tune in. We're gonna do an Are You Afraid of the Dark versus Goosebumps episode coming up pretty soon. It's gonna be great. We're gonna watch them all. All.
Just maybe season 1.
All the episodes
Just season 1
of every season. We in there.
Anyway,
7 seasons of Are
Slappy's
You Afraid of the Dark?
well,
Go.
13
I can
episodes?
see why you didn't watch it because you also probably had to read books, which you didn't do as a kid.
I
I'm
did
sure.
not read books, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
So
public
What?
school systems. No, they don't.
no, he'll blame everything on New
They
York
play
public school system.
tapes. They gave you tapes to listen to books. And I didn't
Wow.
You're really giving yourself a really big seal of approval on this whole I'm a modern day Plato, but I can't read
Yeah,
thing.
no, it doesn't have nothing to do
Plato
with
might
thinking.
not have been able to read.
Yeah,
You don't know that.
right, yeah.
He could have just,
Shit like
Well, he
say
could
words.
at least write, and I can not accept that somebody can write but not read.
that could be a thing, though.
You can read and
Thinking.
not write.
He just doesn't have reading comprehension. He can still write things. on
Couldn't
paper.
he read the stars?
Boom. No,
There we
that's
go.
That's Aristotle.
Aristotle.
But anyway, Slappy was
You don't
just a
think
dummy
Plato
from.
read the stars?
No,
I mean, he probably could have.
Just
I mean,
looked
we don't
down
know
the
that
whole
man.
time?
that man was so trash. They made the kids' toy after him just so he'd stay relevant. So he's the worst philosopher. That's fine.
What, Aristotle?
No, Plato.
What? The worst Okay, let's just keep it.
Anyway, Slappy scared the shit out of me as a kid. Little mannequin came to life. I can't, bro. But anyway, so that's why fuck Annabelle. I can't do Annabelle. I could barely do The Conjuring. There's very.
Oh my god!
I love The Conjuring. Great movie,
Great
but
movies.
it actually scared the ever loving Christ
Get
out
the
of
shit
me.
out of me. Yeah.
Wow!
Scared the ever loving
Samesies.
fuck out of me.
Wow! What? I love.
Did
those
you grow?
movies,
But did you
man.
grow up religious at all?
No.
I kind of did.
Yeah, I think that's a.
I just don't like scary toys.
Yeah, well,
What?
James,
I don't
James-
fuck with clowns. I don't fuck with. I don't fuck
I don't
with
fuck
dolls.
with clowns either, bro. Clowns
Yeah,
suck.
clowns, dolls,
Fuck
can't do it.
clowns.
I will say there was one scene in It. That the first. I have not seen the second It.
It's too long, so it loses some of its hype, and it's so much CG.
Second
It
one?
doesn't have. Yeah,
But the
it's-
first one, I want to say this. There was a scene that was by far.
You mean you've seen the second one, but not the third?
No, I've seen the first one, not the second one.
But you've seen the second one, not the third one.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see the original It. Not interested anymore at all.
Well, the
I've watched
original
second
it
one.
was 6 different parts over the course of 2 weeks. So I mean,
Okay. Yeah. But I saw the
So you've seen
second
the
one.
seventh part, but not the eighth.
there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. There we go. I saw the second one, the first of the modern It series. And so I cannot stand clowns. I'm like, you know what? I really want to see the second one. It looked interesting. I'm like, I'm going to get over my fear. And it took, so I watched the first hour of It. And there was something, I can't remember the scene because I was so terrified. But it was hands down the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. Not even, like, there's nothing close.
Scared in Candyman?
The scariest thing I've ever
I
experienced
can avoid
in my life.
Candyman by not saying Candyman. I can't avoid Pennywise. He just fucking shows up.
The scare I've been shot at. I ran. I'm talking about. I've seen and done some crazy shit that should scare people. And this was the scariest thing by a mile, not even close, that I've ever experienced in my life. I had to pause the movie. First off, when it happened, I got up. I screamed. I'm a grown man. I got up. I screamed.
Yeah,
and
you're grown.
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm a grown man. I got up, screamed, and then I came back and turned off my Xbox immediately. And I said, nope. And then I composed myself and then said, that was hands down the scariest thing I've ever seen. And then I looked to see how much time was left in the movie, and I was like, there's still a whole nother hour to this.
Oh.
And it took me an hour to play again because I was like, I gotta get ready for this. If this is what the media, like the medium, like the middle of this movie, what's the ending gonna be like? And it ended up being a lot better. But I was
Every
like, wow.
time I do my Gold Bjorn voice on Overwatch, my brother tells me it sounds like
Pennywise.
a.
You mean not Xavier?
Yeah, not Xavier tells me that it sounds like Pennywise if he was Forrest Gump. Like, just not all there.
Could you do that voice?
I'm Gold Bjorn.
Oh, I don't like none of that.
That shit down.
Yeah,
Oh,
That was just too loud. But I'll just be like, oh, my turret. And I'll just run around the board, and he just tells me I sound like a mentally deficient Pennywise.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah.
All right.
took a lot of. He was like, let me think of my words here.
He's like, I gotta change. He
Well-
went through a cycle of words until he got to the least.
Because no matter what, hard R's are never allowed in
That's
any
fair.
word.
He's right.
You can't hard R nothing.
You didn't even hard
You didn't even hard R
I
that.
wasn't gonna do it.
Your brain was like, yeah, ooh.
Part of me's just like, I can edit some of
In
this
the
stuff
English
out, so I'm
language,
going to say
R's are
something, but I
just
won't.
tough. I say heard.
But R is the most menacing word in the English
You
language.
can't say that because DeMarcus doesn't like fucking The Office, so you can't be like muck duck,
That's why it's pronounced murder,
not muck duck.
not
Murder.
duck.
It's murder.
Bobby
Shout out
Shmurda.
Ja Rule. What? Yeah, shout out fucking Bobby Shmurda too.
He's supposed to be getting out pretty soon.
Yeah, I can't wait, bro. I miss Bobby Shmurda so much.
Didn't Tekashi snitch on him though?
What?
No, he
no.
didn't.
Then they what?
No, I thought somebody said that he snitched on fucking.
What?
He spits on everybody, but not Bobby.
But not Bobby Shmurda.
No, I read. Oh man, I'm gonna look. Hey Jamie, will you look that up really quick and see if Tekashi snitched on Shmurda?
Too much to look up. He's snitching on everybody.
Yeah.
Fair. You have to go through a whole rap sheet.
My man snitched on Billboard.
Although I will.
I get it, bro.
How he's not dead is absolutely mind-boggling to me with all these like old school rappers who are like, hey bro, you should be in the grave, don't bring me into it. And then he's just like,
Nobody want to go to jail.
he's like,
How about? It's like George Zimmerman's still out there alive.
That's I don't want to talk.
no,
about
you
That's
know
crazy.
what? I actually didn't know until recently, and it is absolutely disgusting to me that there are people out there that go have him sign Skittles bags.
Yeah.
I
He does.
literally-
He does that for money.
Dang.
Yeah, he signs Skittles bags.
He goes to
He
these
auctioned off his gun.
that he used it. Yeah,
Yeah. Who bought
he
it?
goes to conventions and he will sign. You didn't know that?
It's
What a
good shit.
wild timeline.
somebody was just showing
Wow.
pictures of it, and obviously, if you're not in those communities, it makes sense that you wouldn't necessarily
Yeah,
know
how
that.
do
And then
you know?
And
because
that's-
it started coming out a lot where people were like,
I'm just like, I may or may not seen that nigga sign a bag of Skittles.
It took an hour, but we got him. we got
be
him.
like, we keep wanting to know why you got
fucking
this
outbid
framed
my
candy
ass.
all over your house, and we just never asked before.
You know,
No,
it
but
is weird that you do fucking love Skittles, and now it makes sense now that we're talking about
I actually hate Skittles. It's like the worst candy.
it. Is it? I've seen you with a whole bunch of bags of Skittles. and
You've
now-
seen me never with Skittles, never.
I'm just telling you.
You
There's a
haven't.
bag
But
of
anyway,
shit.
God damn it. I bring up something that I think is absolutely appalling, and then all of a sudden
And you with it.
I'm the fucking Willy Wonka of Skittles.
Yeah. Oompa Loompa killing black people. That's what it's like to be Exodus.
Damn, this
That's not,
Velocipastor
that
went
is
off
not
the
the
rail.
that is not the teaser for this week. I'm not throwing.
Yeah, I'll put that
Oh,
out.
bro, do you think we get a lot of views though if we threw that out there
You
as
know
our
what?
teaser?
No.
Because in this podcast group I'm in, these people keep saying like everything that they're like, I got the most views on this episode ever, and it's like, let's talk about what's going on right now, and they get like 20,000 views. We got like 50. So maybe if our teaser was your song.
You know what? I do not want my name or any
Throw
of
it out, bro. Spice it up.
No,
Let's go.
no. See,
Hey, yo,
it's
we
out of
were
context.
fun.
Let's get it.
We
No
were fun
context
before,
needed.
but now we political. Also, hell yeah, turn up. Here it is. Drop the beat,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden,
Nuance ain't important.
Loompa.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
No. I'm not allowed to say certain things. I'm not stupid enough to think that I am.
So I said, okay, that's fine. That fucked up. That's what happens.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
did fuck
it's on
up.
the internet forever.
Not yet, it's not, but it will be.
I know.
By the time somebody hears it, it's on the internet.
Oh, yeah. That's very true. Speaking of things that are coming, but not. Ooh.
Hey,
I
we're
see.
arriving.
Speaking of things that are arriving but are not here yet, we have a very interesting merch opportunity coming up with some new branding. And by the time this episode comes out, we will have it uploaded, and people can have the option to buy some Schmeat related merchandise. So
Schmeat Havers.
Yes, sir. So if all our Schmeat havers out there, all 18 of you, as my
we got
analytics
30.
show
We
me.
got 35.
Okay, hey, so all 35 Schmeat havers out there, we do have merch coming pretty soon. You rock it with pride, wear it to your family cookouts, to funerals, wherever you want to go ahead and let people know you got the Schmeat.
And we're gonna have something that's asking other people if they got Schmeat. So people who don't got it yet, you can introduce them. Let them know that they could have Schmeat. They just
Shame
ain't got
them
it
for
yet.
no Schmeats.
Right.
They ain't got Schmeat, shame them. We body shaming.
No
All of them.
Schmeat shaming.
No, we are Schmeat shaming.
No. We're anti non-Schmeat.
We're pro Schmeat over here.
We're pro. There we go. Pro
Schmeat.
Schmeat. Because all of our listeners have Schmeats.
Yep. In some
We
form
want
or
those hot dogs that hang out the buns. We don't want the ones that fit.
Yeah, we need the glizzies.
We need glizzies. We need top tier glizzy gladiators in
Hey,
here.
shout out Joey Chestnut, bro. Like,
The ultimate glizzy gladiator.
yes, sir. Glizzy God, Joey Chestnuzzy.
The
Let's
glizzy gulper.
go.
Guzzler?
The glizzy guzzler.
Glizzy Swallower.
No,
What?
that's
Yeah, you
not
gotta
how
love it.
alliterations
Ruined it.
work.
Oh, I need the glizzy swallowers. If you a glizzy swallower, hit up the DMs on our OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/one awesome collides. 3 after the W.
Yeah, I know it sounds like we're done, but we're not, because I still got one thing to say. So, yeah. So,
Oh, I didn't say we were done. I just
so
wanted
I
everybody
was
to know because we were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
no
things.
doubt, no doubt. So, yeah, so
The only
selling
ads we
you
got are
on,
ourselves.
so selling you on Killer
Schmeat.
D-Mark's so quick to jump in and interrupt anybody else. The minute you do it, he's just gonna like stink eye
I
you
don't
into
know.
oblivion,
I
bro.
don't know.
No, in fact, D-Mark is the most courteous. We interrupt him the most.
saying-
He interrupts the
You say
most,
that-
but then just apologizes at the end of it. He's like, "Oh, my bad. We got off
According
track.
to
You
listeners,
go."
I am interrupted the most by you.
Facts.
I get the exact opposite, actually.
That's
No, because we have to
People
shit
hit
on
me-
you because you say a whole bunch of awful things.
No, people come back at me and they're like, they don't ever let you talk. They don't ever let you say nothing,
Because
bro.
you say awful things. The first thing I said in the beginning of the show is that you tell terrible stories, you give terrible recommendations, all the things that we don't want.
I think they're equating interrupt in how much you're interrupted by the usefulness of your content. So
We're saving them time.
Oh, okay.
No
All right.
one wants to hear
All
this.
right. No, I get it. No, I
I
heard.
took this shit the other day, and then I went and cleaned up my ass, and then believe it or not, I actually put water in there, and it was somewhat clean, but I have all this ass. That's what a story sounds like when you tell it. You see how terrible that was?
I have proof that that's not actually how I told that story.
Oh, it's that bad.
say
It
that,
is
but
that
it's,
bad.
it's what I heard.
Yeah.
But see, I got some positive reviews on that.
From who?
That's fair.
Were they white?
You can't
Just
always
answer the question. Were they white? Answer the question.
I have a Bill of Rights, bro. A fifth. I don't have to incriminate myself.
No, I just want to know.
I'll plead the fifth, bro.
He pleaded the fifth.
Okay, I guess.
You
But
gotta
I take that as guilty. I bet you it was all 5 of our white listeners like, man, that was great. And you're like, I know, right? Why do they hate it? And then we're sitting like, that was the worst shit of all time. But D-Mark, you want to continue your story?
I would like to. Yeah, okay. So, so they set it up. So Killer Sofa set up like a horror movie. Like at the beginning, it goes, it's like,
oh
man.
damn, you still explaining Killer Sofa?
That's how long it's been.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say anything, so I didn't get fucking like railed again.
I'm continuing off where Xavier interrupted me.
Nigga's been 45 minutes.
Yes.
No, somebody interrupted you about fucking Annabelle. I didn't even do that. That was them two.
Before we go into Sofa,
Do it.
I just want to say my favorite part of Velociraptor.
Velocipastor.
What did I say?
Velociraptor is what you said, which is the dinosaur.
When they laughed when the villain was doing the laugh. Just so you know.
When the Chinese
just
guy
want
is
to throw it
like,
out there. That's my favorite part.
And then his brother sitting there go, ha, 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 ha.
Said anything.
I was dying.
Just want to say that's my only note from the whole movie. Best part.
It was a great part, dude.
That was a
I
pretty-
was dying because he was looking around the whole time like, are we still
He
laughing?
took his mask down to laugh, though. He hadn't taken it down before that. And then he just would go, just randomly. And then the guy just stares up at him. He's like, hey. And he's like, oh. And then he just goes, oh. For like 30 minutes.
I don't understand why y'all niggas laughing. Bro.
That was the best. I had to rewind it.
See,
the only reason.
Listen, bro, real quick, bro. This is how much this shit pissed me off. Like, it brought the New York out of me. It brought the New York out of me because I was like, this is the most cornball shit I've ever seen in my life. This is the cornball of the century award goes to this fucking movie. I've never seen so much fucking cornball in my life. The most cornball shit I've ever seen ever was this movie. But please, something about fucking Killer Sofas, please.
No, Sam, hold on. First off, this movie, according to ratings, was a 4.5 out of 5.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 54%.
So more
There
people
are
liked
numerous
it.
movies that have 0%.
54% is insane for
Dave
the kind
Chappelle
of
got
movie
a
that is.
0.
Hey, will you see? Hey, really quick.
Dave Chappelle
will you
got a 0.
will you see what Greasy Strangler got on Rotten Tomatoes?
Dave Chappelle got a 0.
Dave Chappelle did get a 0.
Velocipastor got a 54%.
Yeesh.
Obviously, people
The
fucking with
people
the
have
passing.
spoken.
People fucking with the raw.
Now I understand why
Greasy
China
Strangler.
has the laws that they have because this is ridiculous. People should not have free will if that's what
I
they
wanna
choose to do
know-
with their time.
Hold on. I want to know the critic score.
Greasy
And I want to know
Strangler
the,
is 63%.
from critics or from viewers.
Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
Who,
crazy.
what do critics think?
I don't know. It was Rotten Tomatoes a combination of all the shit.
No, bro, it
Oh, you
tells
want to?
you-
Oh, okay.
you got the
Audience score was only 53.
That's
Now, mind you,
really
audience
good.
score
Wow.
on Velocipastor was 71.
Hey, that's how you know.
That's how you know it's great.
Dookie. It was Dookie water.
It's good.
71% of people fucking love getting shit in their mouth.
You do realize that there's a whole porn genre of people who get shitted on,
100% understand that.
and that's something you would probably watch.
No.
I'd watch
Listen.
that.
No, I've
Get it how
actually
you live.
heard you tell a video of
How you
somebody
live.
drowning in piss.
Oh, it was the greatest.
I'd watch that.
if I can recant that video real quick. So first off, go to shout out to efuck.com. If you have not,
It only smells.
if you're not an efucked fan, fuck you is what I'm gonna say first off. Every day I love logging in the morning. I get up
No, Jamie,
every
not
day.
on my computer. No, bro.
Every day at 8 a.m. I get up to see what's new on eFuck. That's how great that fucking website is. But on this website, it happened to be, I can't even remember the title, but it was at least 20 women in this room. They were all really excited. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes out
That
of
little
nowhere
pool,
in
in
chains.
that little pool, and that little jacuzzi little thing.
It was funny. He was tied up and
He was
and-
like sitting in a turtle tank, you said, right? Like an aquarium
no,
or some shit?
No, not even. So he was like tied up and also like duct taped onto the floor. So he couldn't move. And they put like one of those, you know what, like the old people, they have like their own personal toilets. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like a bucket underneath. But this thing was just straight down to the man's face. And then so everyone would come in like piss or shit or whatever the fuck they wanted until his entire face was covered. And then so once that happened, it wasn't piss or shit. It was just piss and also like, you know, tampons. So once he's completely submerged.
Of course, in the piss porn, you also have to have, you know, blood
dirty
in
tampons.
it.
Yeah,
well,
obviously.
fuck it.
What are you
turn up.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So once he's completely submerged into the piss, they start just chanting, "Drown, drown, drown." until my man's dead ass drowned. And then I was waiting for somebody to come save him. And no, they let that man sit there and he was not breathing. And I was like, what's going on right now?
But
and
you
the video
loved
ended.
that video.
It was great. It was fantastic.
10 out of 10.
But you
11 out of 10,
don't-
actually. They chanted. The women were having a great time.
You love to see people living their best life.
Okay.
And he
All
probably
right.
did something wrong. That's what happens, man. You
Killer
just sub.
Sofa.
Killer Sofa.
Yeah. So Killer Sofa, the way it was set up, the what made it so good is that
How the fuck did we start talking about E-fucked?
No. Don't do this to your man. Let him talk about his fucking movie, bro.
My bad.
Fuck you.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, you know what? It's all good. Hey guys, thanks for
No, don't wrap this shit up. Go ahead and tell us this Killer Sofa,
Hey,
bro.
no problem.
I watched Killer Sofa. I'll get him back into
Follow
it.
us on
So Killer
When Awesome
Sofa.
Collides, twitter.com.
Do not play the ending. We need to listen to the Killer Sofa review right now. Sell me on it. I've waited 35 minutes. I need to hear it. Do not listen to this man. He doesn't run shit. Who the fuck is that?
Right, okay, I got you. So the way it's set up, so at the beginning, the cool thing about it is that there's this guy on the phone and he says, follow us at When Awesome Collides, WHENAW3 SOMECOLLIDES on all our social media, except for Twitter. It's at WA3C tweets.
Swear to God, if you don't tell me about fucking Killer Sofa.
Bro, I watched the movie. That's
He
in the
hangs
movie.
up and then he rolls the outro.
No, you better not play the outro. I'm not pressing this fucking button. I need to hear.
You don't have to press the button. I can roll the outro after the intro if I want.
No woolly beats. No woolly beats are being played. I need to hear this fucking thing right now. You better not hit the outro. You better not hit it.